As I inclined my head still more, I saw that each, amazingly, appeared contorted between the chin and where the chest begins. They had their faces twisted toward their haunches, and found it necessary to walk backward because they could not see ahead of them. Canto 20 is very similar to Canto 19 in the fact that they both reside in the same circle of hell, Circle 8. But instead of being Asimonists, these people are the diviners. According to dictionary.com, a diviner is someone who discovers or declares something in the future by divination, or otherwise known as prophecy. When Dante is walking with Virgil in Canto 20, he finds people who use magic to foretell the future. Something that I found interesting about this canto was that the punishment for telling the future was that those people had to move around without stopping. But the actual interesting thing is that their heads were put backwards on their bodies. This can kind of be considered a contrapasso because the sinners are getting literally what they most desire, which is to look ahead. But instead of that, they turn their heads around so that they can only look back. Dante seems to feel really bad for these people, but Virgil makes him stop immediately. After Virgil tells Dante to stop pitying for the soothsayers, Virgil identifies 8 people who in one way or another tried to predict the future. Some of these people included Amphiaraus, Tiresias, Aruns, Manto, Eurypylus, and many, many more. This picture clearly represents the diviners with their heads turned backwards and their bodies facing forward. They usually have to stick together because they cannot turn their heads. They are expected to watch out for one another and look out for monsters and other evil things that may cause harm to them. In my analysis, I would have to say that these people try to look into the future because they want knowledge of what is going to happen in the future and eventually control people and situations. The reason why soothsayers, otherwise known as diviners, are so close to Circle 9 is because they don't believe in the plans that God has for them. Therefore, they will never reach Paradiso. Alright, let's summarize Canto 20. Currently, Dante and Virgil are in Circle 8 of Hell. The punished people are called the diviners. They might otherwise be known as soothsayers or prophets. They are punished for telling the future. The punishment that they receive is that they can never look forward and have to walk around with their heads backwards on their bodies.